Well, here we are. It's pretty much been 1 year ever since the release of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, and ever since then, we got to witness the Clone Wars Season 7, the Mandalorian Season 2 so far, as well as a first look at the Bad Batch trailer just the other day. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, I don't know if you guys saw everything a couple of days ago when Lucasfilm announced their first batch of the new projects for the new Star Wars universe. That's really going to pretty much somewhat be modeled after the MCU, where all of these projects are going to interconnect with each other. A great example is how the Ahsoka Tano series, Rangers of the New Republic, and of course, let's not forget about other projects out there will all interconnect to set up this grand finale, if you will, for the upcoming characters that we all know and love. Now, the thing about everything related to Star Wars right now is that we've got Bob Iger and Bob Chapek very much busy with George, John, and Dave, really trying to reunite the Star Wars fandom, and also trying to somewhat create some kind of resolution with the sequel trilogy movies, especially with The Rise of Skywalker, because of how many problems went into this movie, all because of Kathleen Kennedy's leadership. So, on top of all of this, what's really intriguing all has to do with The Rise of Skywalker's 4-hour cut that they are planning to drop in a couple of years from now on Disney+. And with that being said, of course, with Lucasfilm actively developing now over a dozen Star Wars projects, both for Disney Plus and for theatrical releases, George, John, and Dave are hard at work on finding ways to reunite the fandom and to evolve the brand. Not just that, but it's described that one major project that Lucasfilm is working on is the Rise of Skywalker 4-hour cut that is set to feature many deleted scenes. One of the scenes that Lucasfilm is aiming to complete for this new cut of the film is showcasing the Dark Acolyte portrayed by actor Matt Smith. Not just that, but it's noted that the scene is set to entail a moment in which Palpatine's original body dies by the hands of Ben Solo, where his spirit then exits his dead body and travels into the Dark Acolyte's character, that then begins to fight Ben Solo and Rey in a major lightsaber duel. Now, let's stop right there for a second. Now, the thing about this entire sequence that really would have been far different than what we got in the final cut of the movie is that, well, technically, we would have had a lot more action between Rey and Ben Solo. When we look at what they did with the very ending of the movie, we didn't really get all that much action between Rey and Ben acting together as a team, other than, Rey taking on the actual Sith Eternal and Palpatine's guards, and as well as, Ben Solo taking on the Knights of Ren, back to back, basically. Now that, to me, I think that it could have been a lot more than that. Obviously, they could have done the scenario where they go up against Palpatine. Kathleen Kennedy did not want this to happen for some reason, and decided to fire Matt Smith, or just take him off the project immediately. And that's exactly about, I would say about the end, maybe, of 2018 is when Matt Smith's name began to disappear on all of the international Star Wars websites. Moving on. So this scene, alright, was also already set to involve the Dark Acolyte, and was also set to involve Rey actually using her yellow lightsaber in combat against the Dark Acolyte with Ben Solo, using both Anakin and Leia's lightsabers against the Sith Lord. Now, it's noted that the 4-hour cut of the film is set to also involve a moment in which the Dark Acolyte uses his force power to crumble the surface of the world of Exegol, revealing spews of lava to rise into the atmosphere of the Sith world that gives it a hellish experience and/or appearance in the actual sequence. This, to me, sounds like it would have been a far better film, both visually and how they were going to write the characters in the final act. This, to me, I think it would have been a bit more climactic, if you will, for the characters. Obviously, a lot more was at stake in the original cuts, and I say cuts because they went through multiple endings for Episode 9, because Kathleen Kennedy and crew could not really decide on exactly what they wanted to do. You guys may even recall that Kevin Smith at one point in time said that the ending of Episode 9 was going to melt your mind. And to me, you know, what we got at the very ending of the film of Rey igniting a yellow lightsaber and herself calling herself Rey Skywalker, I wouldn't necessarily say that was like mind-melting material, but obviously you can see that he probably was referring to one of the original endings of Episode 9, without a doubt. So, like I've said before, I think that obviously now that they are embracing this new universe and these new techniques to kind of revive Star Wars, this is really shaping up to be the best in my opinion. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know about all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them once again.